Radio Texas, live with Buddy Logan.
All right, you ready to do this?
Yeah.
I like your jacket.
Thank you.
That's a beautiful jacket.
Thank you very much.
Is that one that you wear a lot?
I have a lot of jackets.
You do wear a lot. How many jackets did you probably go to? Like
I probably have 50.
that you rotate through all of them, or you have like a few?
Not
that you
all of them.
always...
Some are too big.
Some are too big. All right.
Yeah.
Robert Earl Keene with us tonight. Singer, songwriter, brilliant storyteller, funny guy, Texas icon, a Texas treasure on Radio Texas.
You're building me up too much.
I don't think I am. Hanging out with us tonight. It's an honor to get to interview one more time in person.
No, I'm good. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
So are you just tired of singing The Road Goes On Forever and the Party Never Ends?
No, I could never get tired of that. I'm not tired of even performing. I love performing. I just got to a point where I thought, like there's some point in your life where you can either make a decision on your own or have something else make it for you. I decided to make it on my own.
So was it something that's been a long time coming? Has it been something that's been ruminating, retiring?
I'd say I've been thinking about it about a year or so. I didn't think about it very in depth or anything, but I had kind of made some plans here and there, and my problem was I always created a whole line of obstacles about if I can get through this or get through this or get through this, then I can do this. And then I realized that the obstacles never stop, so I just decided to pick a date.
You're just done.
So I just picked a date.
With you retiring, I guess it's actually no longer performing publicly is what you're calling it.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think you're going to miss most? What are you going to miss most?
The bus.
Being on the bus.
I like the bus.
Like traveling?
Not traveling. I like the bus.
Like hanging out. You could still stay on the bus.
Yeah, well, no, it's not my bus. I lease the bus. So I'm
going to give it back.
I got to give it back, yeah.
Could you lease the bus?
Yeah, I guess. But I wouldn't want to spend that much money on something just to take a nap in.
So you really like the bus? I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say that.
Well, I do. I don't. Like I said, I've traveled plenty. I liked it a lot when I was, younger. But at this point, it's sort of, a lot of hurry up and wait, that kind of thing, and you don't quite have the energy to go out and go see whatever the Brooklyn Bridge or the Pacific Ocean as much, and so you end up staying on the bus, and then you're not anywhere close to home. So, but when the bus is just like around my home, I like just like hanging out on the bus.
Do you hang out the bus when you're not on the road?
Yeah, it's parked at my office, so I got to stay there. So it's a good, quiet place to be.
That's nice. Robert Earl Keene with us tonight. It's Radio Texas Live. Robert Earl Keene, what are you looking forward to the most about being off the road?
Being with my family more. I have a couple of girls that are in their 20s, and then my wife and I been together 35 years. And when we first started, I used to play. I was more like a folk singer, and I played little coffee house places, and we drove all over the country together and did a lot of that. And that was really, really fun. But over the years, the shows got bigger and bigger, and they weren't as much fun for her. So, I only take her on a few that are promised to be easily managed and something that she might enjoy.
Yeah.
So I don't get to pile around with my wife as much as I used to. So I'm looking forward to that the most. I also have, a handful of plans that I want to follow up on.
Do you remember your very first headlining concert? It's been 40 plus years.
Well, like I said, I was like a folk singer, so I headlined all of those.
Do you remember your first one then?
No, but it's sort of like a real concert. I don't know. I don't think I really do. I imagine I could pinpoint it a little bit closer if I thought about it. But I really, I did entertainment business like people do corporations, where I really started in the mailroom. So. It was just very, very small degrees at a time, huge, large, kind of show busy movie things that you see in movies where, there's some kind of great big hit, or all of a sudden thousands of people showing up. That really, I would say that wasn't like it never happened, but it was by degrees.
There wasn't an avalanche moment where it's just it's here.
No. Well, if there was ever an avalanche moment, one time there was a radio station in San Antonio in the early 90s where there's a real rogue disc jockey who played anything he wanted to all the time. And so one time they played U2 and B.B. King singing When the Blues Come to Town, and then they played me, and then they played Sheryl Crow, all like right in a row, and I thought that was pretty significant. I thought that was cool, and as a matter of fact, the very next show that I played in San Antonio, I'd been playing to, maybe 200 or 300 people, and there was about 1,000.
Right after that one spin.
Yeah, and I walked up there, and there were all these people standing in a venue that wasn't very well known, and there were all these people standing around, and so I got to the back of the line, and I said, "Hey, who's playing?" And they said, "This guy named Robert Earl Keen," and I was like, "Oh my God."
Texas Cowboy Hall of Famer Robert Earl Keen hanging out. George Strait or Willie Nelson, who's harder to get along with?
Harder to get along with? They're both really nice people.
No.
They've always been very nice to me, and as far as I know, as far as like the street cred, they have great street cred. So as far as I know, they're pretty nice.
What's it like getting to play with stars of that caliber? Willie Nelson.
It's a little intimidating, because there are people who are surrounded, and it's hard to like get. I'd say like an isolated moment where you can actually kind of relax and, just talk about whatever fishing or whatever car you like or that kind of thing. It's hard to get into a kind of a casual conversation with people like that. Yeah.
You said you're done performing publicly. I've been calling it retiring from touring, but I went back and looked at
it's the same.
Same thing?
Yeah.
What would you do if George or Willie called you up next year to do a show?
I'd say thanks, but no thanks.
Really, that's how it is. Like it's completely done. No, not even one-off shows.
My thought is all based on the world champion cowboy Phil Lyon, who he was the all-around cowboy award 2 years in a row. I think it's 72 and 73. Phil Lyon, and we came from George, West Texas, and he was a phenomenal athlete, and he not only roped and rode, but he did everything. So he could do anything, right? Mm-hmm. So when he won the second time, he just quit and went back to the ranch in George West, and that's where he is now.
Just walked away.
75 years old. Yeah, he just walked away.
And that's where you're at.
And I loved rodeo back then. So I thought, even then, wow, that's dignity. So I thought, if I ever do this, that's what I'm going to do. So
is there anybody that you think could call you in the next 5 years that you do a show with them?
If Phil Lyon said that he wanted to do a roping and a gig at the same time, I might do that.
You might do that?
Yeah.
Robert Earl Keen hanging out with us. It's Radio Texas Live. Robert, I'll tell you this. I left Texas in 2002. I joined the Army. Number 2 live dinner followed me to basic. I took it to Germany. I took it to Iraq, back to Germany. I took it to Fort Hood. I love that album.
Thank you.
Love that album. You're welcome.
Thank you.
The world loves the album. But you don't particularly love it in so much you don't like live recordings.
I like the studio. I think, the studio is where, like, as far as like art and music come together the best, and you get an opportunity to make a song sound exactly like you want to sound.
Right.
And I've done a lot of live records, and I do that, but because most of the time I kind of go into them as an archival thing. Like I think the band's really good at the time, or maybe like we did one at the Ryman, and I wanted to document that, and then like I hold on to them a little while, and then somebody always like offer me some money or something for them, and I go, okay, fine.
Let's do it. Fine. Yeah. Robert Earl Keen on with us tonight, Radio Texas Live. If you guys get a chance to see him, September 4th, still your last date.
September 4th, the Flores Country Store. The 3rd and 4th. Actually, we're doing 1st, 3rd, and 4th. And then on the 2nd, we're opening Aggie Park in College Station, which is a 10,000-seat amphitheater, and that's free.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm about to make it down for that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Let's talk about Tyler Childers.
Love Tyler.
I've not seen anything you've said about him, even if you have, but you two have obviously become some sort of friends. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Tyler Childers?
Best writer. It's been in about 75 years, since Hank Williams, probably.
Really?
As far as I'm concerned. I mean, you could make some comparisons between, some of his songs are maybe a little bit like Hank Williams, but I'm just saying somebody that's so clean and clear and philosophical within like a real simple message on top, but the fact is there's some great philosophy behind it. And also he's, a really good prose writer, and he's just, he's sort of, I hate to use this term because it's pretty cliche, but he's really a Renaissance man. He just, he really is somebody that felt like he fell out of the sky from the 19th century. And he's just, He lives in a holler over there in eastern Kentucky, and he trains mules to plow his field with his goats.
He really does do that.
Yes, he does.
He does do that.
Yes, he does. As a matter of fact, he really honored me. I do this thing called Hill Country Youth Orchestra in Kerrville, Texas. I've done it in about the last 14 years, and it allows children who are 6 to 18 to play the violin, the viola, the cello, and the bass, and it's only a free program like it in the country, so I've been supporting it for 14 years, and this is our last year, so I asked Tyler if he would come be my special guest, and he hadn't been played in 2 years, and he came down and played it just because he loves the violin, likes kids, the whole deal, and so he came down and played that, and we sold out in like 3 hours.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
What about Sturgill Simpson? Do you know him?
No, I don't know Sturgill at all. But I mean, I've met him a few times, but I don't know Sturgill. What I really admire about Sturgill is like his work in the studio with people. He really is a great. I mean, he's a great songwriter and puts some good stuff out on his own. But he's a great producer. I mean, other people that I've heard
Done a lot with Tyler.
Yeah,
sure.
right. Done a lot of Tyler and some other people up there in Kentucky and stuff. And he's all around great music guy.
Meta Modern Sounds in country music. I don't know how much you've listened to. Have you checked out his second album? I've got that down as probably one of the best
That's a
country
great record.
albums
great
of
record.
my life.
Yeah, great record. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Who do you absolutely love as a singer-songwriter?
I love the White Buffalo.
White Buffalo.
Yeah, the White Buffalo is the voice for Sons of Anarchy, and he's a California guy. And he really, 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 he's got a great voice. He's a real enigma. I mean, he's a little bit in the world of like, it's like an interview. He's hard to interview.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him, right? And he's a little hard to interview, but he's really, really good, and he knows his own mind, and he knows what he's doing, and he writes really cool songs. And that's somebody I love. I love Waylon Payne, my buddy over there. That's that's been doing great music and singing for a long time. But there's just there's a huge just like a population of great people out there these days in music, and it's surprising to me because I kind of felt like there was kind of a dead period there for a while, and in the last few years, there's some amazing stuff that's going on. It seems like everybody's a lot better than they used to be about 10 years ago.
It really does feel like the levels have risen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robert Earl Keen, it's Radio Texas Live. I'm Buddy Logan. 40 years, right? 40 years?
41.
41. Oh, wow. 41 years since you kicked all this off. You'll no longer be performing publicly after September. 3 more questions for you.
Sure, yeah.
Number 1, looking back, Robert Earl Keen, what do you credit being your first big break? Like, when did you, for the first time, think, yeah, I got this. This is what I'm going to do?
I don't know. I don't think I stayed in the game long enough.
You still never had that epiphany.
No, I never had that.
So we're still hoping it happens.
No. I mean, I've had a great life, and I've been very successful. And as a matter of fact, I've been around a lot longer than a lot of people that did have like huge flashpoint moments. And I think it's just due to the fact that I learned it slowly, and I was able to make some good choices, and also I'm dedicated to what I do. So I just kept pushing through even the good times and bad times.
You said you're going to miss the bus when you retire, and I'm sure there are hundreds. But if you could boil it down to just one, what's your fondest memory from the road? Wow,
that's a hard question. I mean, there are a lot of really fun memories I have. I would say some of the moments I've had with some of the fans that sometimes you get a little jaded on that whole end, but sometimes you sit and talk to somebody and find out they're really fascinating, and you just thought you were going to sign an autograph.
Third and final question, Robert Earl Keen. We all want to leave our mark on the world. After you walk away, what do you hope your legacy will be?
I hope people think I'm honest. Been honest about it the whole time.
About the songwriting?
About everything.
About everything.
Life.
Life.
Yeah.
Robert Earl Keen.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.